Listen, you got the Spencer Rattler's trash.
Why is he trash?
I just want to say something real quick about Spencer Rattler.
Go right ahead. You're gonna love the show.
No, remember a few years ago he came from what was the high school he went to?
I don't know what high school he went to. All I know is he was the Oklahoma quarterback and he sucked.
He didn't even suck. It was just
He was average.
no. Yeah, he redshirted his freshman year.
Yeah.
Next year he started, was actually pretty good. Then next year Caleb Williams came in,
Yeah.
and the whole QB controversy started.
Right.
And yeah, that was like the tumultuous time he had at Oklahoma.
Yep.
Thing was, I believed in him, but then again, he was also like a cocky dude.
Yeah.
And teammates didn't like him. It's like, I feel like he'll still be like a first round pick in the NFL. No, this dude went from being one of the highest touted QBs in possibly the upcoming draft to transferring to South Carolina. They played Georgia today, and he played like actual dog shit. Like, you know that meme with the Rock was like, it's the biggest piece of dog shit. That was Spencer Rattler today. Like, bro, he had what? Like, I forgot his stats, but like he had like 2 interceptions, 2 of the worst interceptions I've ever seen. Like, how do you go from being possibly a top QB selected, making millions of dollars, to transferring to South Carolina, who hasn't been relevant in years, and just, basically, 1-2 games in already lose his starting job?
Because here's the thing with Spencer Rattler that everyone seems to fail to believe in it. They think this kid is the next big thing. He's the next Baker Mayfield. I've heard all this from these people all week long about Spencer Rattler. And I said to them, he'll be lucky.
Also, his playing style is like Baker Mayfield, but with a worse attitude.
Exactly. And I think his play is worse than Baker Mayfield's. And I think, honestly, he's not going to make it in the NFL as a quarterback. I'm sorry. I don't believe him anymore at this point, and this just ruined his value.
No, the thing is,
this is a big testament today because
I feel like
champions at home.
No, he will make it to the NFL, but he won't.
He'll
be like a practice squad player the rest of his life.
Yeah, he'll be a practice squad player, and honestly, he's more like a running back type if you ask me, like a Christian McCaffrey type. But fails miserably.
I was a big fan of him at first time. It's like, this is. Once he changes our minds and just ends up having the best games of his life the rest of the year, there's no way he could recover.
Yeah. Well, we might as well get into the college football recap because we were going to start with the NFL. This is last intro to episode 79, by the way. So nice intro from Mike over here.
Yeah. Spencer Rattler's trash.
He's rest, yes. And I've been saying this now from day one. This kid didn't believe me. But, now he's starting to get a realization now.
That's racist.
But I will say what he was right about, though. He was right about the Washington Commanders. They're not going to go 0-17 this year. He was right about that.
Yeah, you were wild for that.
Look, I will admit I was wrong. I think right now they're probably.
if you look at their team, they did have the talent.
Yeah.
Especially the rookie Jahan Johnson, got the game-winning touchdown.
I got to tell you right now, I'm more a believer right now in Washington this year winning the NFC East right now, and I know it's just after one game right now, but I'm more a believer in that team right now winning the division than I believe in Philadelphia.
Right now,
honestly, because here's the thing, Philadelphia's defense hasn't changed. They're still a sucky defense. I thought the defense would be slightly better with C.J. Gardner-House. Obviously, that's not the case. And
again, it's
Brown,
only the first game. It's only week one, so we can't.
And here's the thing that really bothers me the most. When A.J. Brown had that 10-catch, 155-yard performance last Sunday, my first thought was, okay, that was great for A.J. Brown. What did Devontae Smith get?
Nothing.
Targeted 6 times in the game. 6 times. And I don't know who on Detroit can cover Devontae Smith that well. I can't think of one player. Because they all suck.
They all suck, bro.
Detroit sucks, and he should have never played as bad as he did in that game. But you know what? When you got Jalen Hurts a quarterback, I got to admit, it's not that great. Not that special.
Honestly, as of right now, as we see Dak's injury, he's going to be out for 4 or 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Cowboys are going to be crap.
Dallas got no shot at making the playoffs.
They got Cooper Rush or Will Greer starring. I don't even know at this point. Most likely Cooper Rush, but
I wouldn't even be surprised if they just pull like a wool over eyes. Instead of Cooper Rush, we'll put in Will Greer in. But don't do that. Don't pull the rug out for us. Just to mess with Cincinnati, but it will make it easier for Cincinnati. That's what they'll do.
Yeah.
That's all they're gonna do. So anyway, we got our week one little ranting out of the way. We'll cover the picks for week 2 in a little bit. Right now, actually. Okay. Anyway. So we'll go into college football week 2 stuff right now, or week 3 actually. It's actually week 3, not week 2.
Spencer Rattler's trash.
Oh yeah, we covered that one. Georgia beat South Carolina today, 48-7 right now.
Exactly, he was trash.
Number 4 Michigan beat UConn today, 59-0.
Rattler's trash.
I don't know why you keep saying that. We already had it.
Listen,
Number 6, Oklahoma beat
You
Nebraska.
see that trash can in the corner? That's
49-14.
Spencer
Oh my
Rattler.
God.
You see this
Anyway, number 9,
little
Kentucky
garbage
beat
bag?
Young
Spencer
South
Rattler,
State
trash.
9-0. I'm sorry, 31-0. You got me all messed up now. Shut up. I know you can't handle the fact that you were wrong about Spencer Rattler, but it's not the end of the world. And I don't know why you keep calling him Rattler. It's Rattler.
Rattler, shake,
I mean, are you
shake,
think- are-
rattle,
are you-
roll,
are you
doesn't
thinking
matter.
Are you thinking of Theo Ratliff, the player who used to play for the Portland Trailblazers a long time ago?
No.
Okay. Anyway, Baylor, number 17, Baylor beat Texas State 42-7. Oregon upset BYU today. Oregon coming in 25th ranked, beat 12th ranked BYU 41-20. Ole Miss shutting down Georgia Tech, 20th ranked Ole Miss to be there, 42-0. Number 22, Penn State, shocking everybody today. Was on the upset trend. A lot of people were thinking Auburn was going to pull up the upset. Unfortunately, Auburn got torched at home, embarrassingly so, 41-12. Number 2, Alabama beat.
It's not like a car going to explode outside.
I know. Beat Louisiana Monroe 63-7. Later on tonight is Miami Hurricanes versus Texas A&M. Texas A&M 6.5-point favorites over Miami, which is very surprising. San Diego State playing number 14 Utah later on tonight. Both teams playing at 1-1, and undefeated USC is at home against Fresno State. USC is 7th ranked. All these games suck today. I'm just gonna get that out of the way right now. They all suck today. They were already over by the first quarter. Most of these games.
That's most of college football.
Yeah, but at least they.
Like I said, I'm only going to watch the primetime games where like there's actually 2 competitive teams.
Yeah.
Most of the time, it's them playing like some no-name school, and
Yeah.
they beat the shit out of them.
Yeah. Right now, currently Ohio State's beating Toledo right now, 20-14. Florida 18th ranked, up down. Well, they might as well be down.
Up, down, down.
Up, down. Yeah, sorry. Florida is losing 7-3 to South Florida. Very surprising. Louisiana Tech and Clemson are scorers right now. Clemson 5th ranked right now at home against Louisiana Tech. University of San Antonio facing up against 21 ranked Texas. They're scoring right now early in the first. Wake Forest right now, Liberty in a battle right now in Wake Forest, 37-30. They're 19th ranked. Oklahoma State right now up 42-0 right now over Arkansas Pine Bluff, and Missouri State beating up on 10th ranked Arkansas 17-7. Very shocking today. I will say that the 2 best games of the entire afternoon, like outside of the top 25, was probably California Notre Dame, and surprisingly, UCLA had a comeback win today. They won by 1 point today. I think who they played today. They played I can't think of the team. Oh yeah, South Alabama, and you had Purdue and Syracuse today. Those are your top best games today of the entire board. Nobody was ranked going in these matchups. Purdue led for most of the game. Syracuse had to come back in the end. And it was really thanks to this guy right here, Mr. Garrett Schrader. 13, and he had a sucky performance today, but he had a great fourth quarter. 13-29, 181 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks.
Bars.
Alex O'Connell, which I believe is what this guy's name is, for Purdue, had 424 yards, and he threw the ball 55 times, completed 39 passes, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. This was a pretty interesting game, though, from that standpoint. Syracuse almost had a safety return blocked. They basically blocked an extra point. Almost got a return in the end zone. It would have been 2 points for Syracuse at that point, but they were taken out of the 10. This game all the way around was interesting. Syracuse had one of the better games today. And UCLA, South Alabama, I don't know what the hell is in South Alabama, but they got an impressive football team. That's all I got to say. That's the only thing I can say about South Alabama. They have one great football team. I've never been to Alabama. I've never been to South Alabama. But
Alabama.
Now, yes, I don't know why he's wearing that. I apologize.
I just
If I would have known he was wearing that, I would have had my Ohio State Buckeye stuff.
I just went to Bosco's and I was like, I need another hoodie.
In Alabama.
I'm like, Alabama.
Yeah. But UCLA in this game, though, was down by 11 in this game.
They had Ohio State, but they
rallied.
didn't have my size.
Unfortunate. They had 2 deficits in this game. They had an 11-point deficit in the first half, and in the second half, they had an 8-point deficit. So this was UCLA coming back on a rally here. They had a 24-yard field goal by Nicholas Barra to make it 32-31. Other than that, the rest of these games, all blowouts. Kurt Warner's son made his played today in his debut starting game against Rutgers today at home for Temple. Unfortunately, he came up short. Rutgers now are 3-0 surprisingly 3-0 in the Big Ten. Very shocking there.
No way, that's insane.
You got some.
No, I'm looking through Facebook real quick through Bleacher Report, and someone made $1 million. Someone made $1 million off a $7 bet.
I can believe it.
That's insane.
I mean, it's so easy these days. Now
A 23 leg parlay all for college football. That's insane.
That is kind
Turning
of
$7 into $1 million.
Yeah.
Let me do that real quick.
Oh, by the way, North Carolina State right now beating Texas Tech 6-0. That's another game I forgot about. What I'll do is, since Mike won't be here tomorrow, I'll probably recap the games probably on Tuesday. Actually, why am I going to do the show tomorrow? What the hell am I talking about? He won't be here Tuesday. What the hell am I going to? I'm not going to do the show tomorrow. I mean, I could, because there's a lot of things
Tomorrow's
I was
football.
talk about.
Tomorrow's football.
Well, of course, I would do the show early in the morning before the games.
No, football.
Well, I'm not going to have you come here twice in 1 week. That's just.
Any football.
Although it is part of your gig here. It's part of the contract. Anyway.
What contract?
Okay. We have no contract. Yeah.
Football.
Anyway, we might as well recap the Chargers-Chiefs game. I'm done recapping college football. But this was a pretty good week for the Chiefs. They survived the game against the LA Chargers. And honestly,
I had Michael Williams on my bench.
Mahomes did not play sharp in this game. I gotta be honest. There were some points where you could have said there was probably at least 4 interceptions. A lot of draft interceptions by the Chargers in this game, and a lot of glitches with the Amazon Prime. And it's too bad for the NFL because they're gonna lose a lot of viewers. This whole glitching crap keeps happening.
Well, so apparently you can only watch it on Amazon Prime.
Yeah,
I mean, I swear, because I can still watch it on the NFL app.
I mean, I think the NFL app is
It's
partner up with it. I think.
Yeah.
But I think the story is right now, if you're just watching through Amazon Prime, you're going to deal with most of the problems with the NFL app itself connected to your TV. It's okay. But apparently a lot of people had Amazon Prime. They probably had no idea they were going to be able to watch it from the NFL on their phone and connect to their TV, which I could do it myself. If I had time this week to do it. The problem is I don't. I had a busy week. But I was able to watch it on my phone through ESPN and the NFL app at the same time for free because I can sync it up both that way.
Yeah.
Even though the game on ESPN. My theory here is that Mahomes is still not fixed. There's a lot of kinks still with this guy. There was a lot of bad plays, a lot of bad throws by Mahomes.
Mahomes is definitely probably the best QB in the league right now.
You have 4
top 3.
Right now, he is right now because after week 1, right? But from what I saw,
this
game, it was
he still makes a lot of stupid throws.
You have a lot of dumb throws, a lot of too many wrists.
So tries to make that no look pass.
Yeah, and the defense bailed them out. If it wasn't that pick 6 in the end by Jalen Watson that returned for 99 yards, they would have never won this game. And the fact they kept in Gerald Everett for too long. Should have been subbed out at one point in the game. It got to a point where he was puking while still in the game. This was not good on the Chargers' part. It was dumb coaching decisions right here by Brandon Staley, which is another reason why I have a hard time believing the Chargers right now, even being a deep playoff team with this head coach. Yes, you have the talent, but that head coach really screws you up. And I don't know why this guy's still on this team, how this guy still has a job. They're lucky that he still has a job on this team at this point because his coaching decisions just leave me scratching my head. It really does. And I think, honestly, it's going to hurt this team in the long haul. It really is. And Herbert, he's got some balls. He's got some balls. And to play through fractured ribs, which I think they're saying is fractured ribs. I don't know if it's fractured ribs, bruised ribs. I'm not sure what the story is. Guy's a badass. He's a badass. It's not easy to play through messed up ribs. It really isn't.
It's not.
And I think, honestly, they almost pulled it out.
So, honestly, I could see Herbert overtaking Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, me too.
I could honestly see that.
I can see it right now. I mean, look at Mahomes in this game. 24 for 35, 235 yards, 2 touchdowns. Out of those 11 attempts in the game, 7 of them were almost interceptions.
Insane.
7 of them. And I just couldn't believe it. I'm like, what? I just couldn't believe it. Herbert in this game was 33 for 48, 334 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. 1 pick, sorry. That was a pick 6. Austin Eckler had 14 carries for 39 yards. Mike Williams, who honestly is Keenan Allen 2.
Who was on my bench in fantasy.
You could have started him. You could have took
I didn't even know.
You had like 2 days. How'd you not know?
Listen.
They were talking about all week. Keenan Allen was going to be out. They even announced it 3 days before the game started that Allen was going to be out.
I knew.
You had at least Thursday till 5 o'clock. That's like
I knew that, but I didn't know that he would go off like that.
Well,
it's unpredictable.
Well, Mike Williams is a number 2 guy on that team anyway.
Yeah.
Number 2 guy usually picks up the number 1 guy's slack if he's not playing.
If he was on any other team, he would definitely be. Honestly, if Mike Williams was on any other team, he'd probably be in conversation for the best receiver in the NFL.
He would be.
Yeah.
He would be, right? I bet right now he'd be the number – if he was on the
Heck, he was on the Bears right now.
He'd be the number 1 wide receiver.
If he was on the Dolphins,
Number 1 wide. No. Number 3. He's not number 2 on that team.
oh yeah,
Definitely not.
behind Tyreek.
With Tyreek and Jalen, there's no way. There's no way he even crosses that threshold.
I'm saying he could probably make any QB look good.
I don't think it would make Tua look good. To tell you, I think Tua would make him worse, actually.
I mean, Tua just needs to improve his mechanics and his overall style.
He had 3 years to do it. He so far hasn't done it yet. He didn't even have a great. He had like a.
You know what's crazy? That Tua is undefeated against the Patriots.
Yeah.
Which is freaking insane.
Yeah.
It's
By
like
the way,
how?
he's tied up with John Elway, by the way, as the only quarterback who's actually beaten the Patriots more than 3 times. He's done it all 4 times.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I
It
might.
is insane. It is insane to think about that, but it is. Yeah, Mike Williams would be the number 1 wide receiver in Carolina. He could be the number 1 wide receiver in Cleveland. He could be the number 1 wide receiver
Cleveland
in
on
Dallas.
New England.
Well, actually, I knew it.
In New England, yeah.
New England, yeah, he would be.
I mean, who's
Not
our
this-
number 1 receiver right now? Parker? He didn't
No,
do shit.
I wouldn't say Parker. Parker was not even.
Who, Bourne?
Parker was just brought in just to partner with Bourne. And at this point, I got another take on that.
Bourne was benched for
later on
whatever reason.
because
Aguilar's crap.
Apparently, he was late for a meeting, and then the fist fighting thing happened during one of the practice camps in Carolina. And then you have the fact that he pissed off Bill Belichick. So if you piss off Bill Belichick and Matt Patricia,
No, so the problem with the Patriots right now, they're still my team and everything. But they need an elite receiver.
They need to get
When was the last time they had
No,
like
you
an
wanna-
elite receiver?
You want to know what the team's problem is? They need to get rid of Bill Belichick. This team is not going to have a winning season this year. They're not going to make the playoffs this
No,
year.
honestly,
They're not
I love
going to.
Bill to death.
Oh, I love him too.
He's
Don't get
been
me wrong.
our coach since basically before we were born.
But if I just
But yeah, it's time for him to go.
but he's hurting the team. With his way of coaching, with his way of thinking, he's hurting the team. That's all there is to it. His drafting's been hurting the team now for the last 7 years, probably the last 8 years. We're gonna really be honest.
Not all of his drafting, just
Eh,
mostly when it comes
been
to
8 years. I'd say he hasn't had a good draft. I would say probably since what 2012, 2010, between 20 and 10.
Wasn't that when we got?
I would say 2013. Even 2013 then was pretty good, but the
When it
rest
was-
of it was just.
rest of it was sad,
It's just sad. I mean, I just
especially when he drafts receivers.
And the problem is with this with this fan base, they're so undeniable. Like here's a fact: you're 19 and 22 since 2019. Okay, that's a fact right now. 19 and 22 since 2019.
Since Brady left.
Since Brady left, you're 17 and 18. So I mean I don't know what else to tell you. Bill Belichick is a below average coach with that record, as far as I'm concerned. That record doesn't scream out like, yeah, you're an elite coach.
Man, he's still gonna be
It
in the Hall of
doesn't.
Fame and
Oh,
everything.
his
But-
legacy is not going to be tarnished. I mean, his legacy is already set in stone at
Yeah.
this point. Even with Brady going in, and he took Mac Jones to the playoffs. He couldn't do it for Cam Newton, but he did it for Mac Jones. That's already set in stone.
Cam Newton was just a bad fit in New England.
He was an excuse for Bill and Robert not to pay up, and it was mostly Bill. I hate to.
No, really, they were supposed to start Jared Stidham, but
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
trash. That's another.
He's
That's,
trash.
that's why I said another bad draft by the Patriots. And even Robert Kraft, which I got this before I even picked you up, had doubts about Bill Belichick's future. He's having doubts about keeping him for this season. He's having doubts about this entire team. He's not buying on this team this year, and I'm not surprised. I mean, he even went on a press. We played the audio for this. I wish I still had the audio with me because I could play it again about what Robert said during the offseason meetings. The reality of it is that if you're starting to lose faith in this guy and it's only the second weekend, that's not good. I know it's the second weekend, and it's been an overreaction. The Patriots will be fine. No, they're not fine. They're not fine. They go 0-2 right now, they're screwed.
not.
If they go 0-3, they're screwed. If they go 0-4, they're screwed. I'm sorry, but they're not fine right now. They're not fine at all. They're in a bad place right now at this point.
Even if they have to like get another head coach and still do like a whole rebuild.
I mean, at this point, everyone says right now, well, the 49ers are a little bit in trouble too. Look at Trey Lance. He's dropping dollar bills at strip clubs, not making himself look at him. You're the star franchise quarterback, and you're making John Lynch and Kyle.
Yeah, you were
Shanahan
basically given
I
the
wouldn't-
starting gig.
I wouldn't even be surprised if he lost the starting gig right after this. After week 2, he'll lose the starting gig. I wouldn't be surprised if he plays
Like I
this
told you
against
before,
Seattle.
they should have probably done like an Aaron Rodgers type approach with him.
I've been saying that
Have him
too.
sitting for
I
your-
said he was not ready to start right now. The fact
I
of
was
the
for
matter
3 years
was,
behind Jimmy Garoppolo, and then
right.
yeah,
I mean, I don't understand what is so special with Trey Lance. And here's the thing that really cracks me up. You're from North Dakota State if you're Trey Lance. You don't play outside, you play in a dome.
yeah.
Okay. You know what that proved me last Sunday when he played against Chicago Bears?
He can't play in bad weather.
He's a dome quarterback. Dome, dome, dome. And FCS teams are overrated, and he was an overrated guy coming out of the draft. Way too high of a pick, way too high in that scenario. Put a lot of pressure on the
Well, it may
freaking guy.
even worse is that the 49ers traded a lot up to get him.
You lost a lot.
Yeah.
Lost a lot for nothing. For a guy
I mean, also
who
too,
may
let's
not
not
even keep his
let's
starting
not
job.
let's
He
not
may not even keep it.
let's
I
not
bet he loses it after week 2 when he loses to Seattle.
let's not
And I actually picked Seattle to beat this team, by the way. That's one of my picks I'm going to give you right now. Seattle will beat
let's
San
not
Francisco
give up
tomorrow.
on Trey Lance so quick because again,
Oh, I
it's
already gave
still-
up. At
Sorry,
this
it's
point,
only his first game of the season.
we saw short samples of when he started last year. He wasn't even that good even then either. He was completed like what, 52% of his passes, if that. And most of the time he's on gadget plays. They had him running gadget plays. Get the hell out of here. You have George Kittle. You have Brandon Ayuk. You use him at that point. Yeah, you didn't.
You got
have Kittle,
Deebo Samuel.
Yeah, you have Deebo Samuel. Granted, you didn't play. You didn't have Kittle that last Sunday. But guess what? I don't care. You still have Deebo and you still have Brandon Ayuk, and you know what? You gotta grow some freaking ball. You're now having to face their franchise. Wake up!
You gotta play better.
That's it.
You just
That's
gotta
all I
play
gotta
better.
say. Like that to me, it upset me a lot. Well, we might as well get to our picks quickly. I'm gonna start with Patriots Steelers. I'm taking the Steelers in this game. Defense trumps over that offensive line. That offensive line has got too many freaking problems. Matt Patricia doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Joe Judge right now is whispering little love stories to Bill Belichick on the sideline, not paying attention.
Yeah,
Not
I'm gonna
coming
take
up
the
with that
Steelers too.
He's a dope.
To be honest.
So Steelers win. Sorry. Next. Oh yeah, that's right. Bears Packers. That's a night game.
Bears Packers.
I'm taking the Bears in that upset. I think the Bears are for real. I mean, if Justin Fields can win a game only completing 8 passes and your defense does that,
And then again, let's go back to the 49ers.
It really
that
was
game.
all about that defense. I'm sorry.
That game was a
Chicago-
defensive struggle on both sides. And then
Yeah.
the Bears just took off after the second half.
Yeah, and the Bears played better defense in that scenario in the rain. For them the way to play it in that rain, that monsoon. I mean, that's what I'm going to call it because that was crazy weather. But I'm going to take.
Well, honestly, I might take the Bears too because another thing too.
I don't trust Green Bay.
I don't trust them.
I don't trust
Aaron
Green Bay.
Rodgers with that receiving core, you can't trust him.
No.
Look at him against the Vikings.
Yeah, that was.
He looked like shit.
Yeah, and I don't.
You got-
there's not a true number 1 on that roster, and you could say, oh, it's
Also, who's on the receiving core? We got
Cobb,
Randall Cobb, who's past his prime.
Sammy Watkins.
Sammy Watkins past his prime. Christian Watson, I believe, the rookie,
Yeah,
unproven.
unproven.
Can get better, but as of right now, unproven.
Yeah, nice wide open pass that could have gone for like 65, 70 yards. Dropped it wide open against that Viking defense. They had 2 players on it. He blew right on. He dropped the ball.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was not a good look.
Who else is on that receiving core?
You got Dubes. You got
Dude, I don't even know who that is.
exactly some other random guy, Amari Rogers, who
Who
came and see the football field anyway in a dome. So there you go. I mean, it's pathetic. The Bears have a better defense.
it's
overall.
insane that right now the Packers may have one of the
the
worst
Bears
receiving
have-
cores in the
And
league.
the Bears almost won in Green Bay last
Worse
year.
than the
That's scary
Patriot-
part.
Worse
they
than
can
the
pull off this
Patriots. And as of right now, probably even worse than the Bears receiving core.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I probably won't go that far, but like it's getting close to that.
Yeah.
And the Bears freaking won.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Vikings played like the Packers played like shit.
You want to know how bad my week 1 was? I went 7-8-1 during week 1 with my picks. I never go 7-8-1. I really didn't even have a losing record in week 1. That was the worst week I think I ever had doing picks. I do picks every year. It was bad. It was not good. Jets Browns. I'm going to be out here right now. I'm not believing the Cleveland Browns. They survived because of a horrible penalty last week against Brian Burns of a bad roughing the passer called it towards.
No, honestly,
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the Browns in this one.
I got to take the Jets here. I think Joe Flacco going off for 307 yards. That wasn't just one miracle game. And the fact that he threw for 59 times in that game, I was shocked that he threw the ball 59
Well, he had
times.
300 yards in that.
Yeah,
game?
he had 307 yards, 37 for 59. I think he had a touch. I don't know if he threw a touchdown to pick or just threw a touchdown.
I mean, again, they freaking lost anyway, but
They lost, but
Yeah.
granted, they scored more than the Patriots did. But
yeah, it's the freaking Jets.
But to me, I look at Flacco. He had the best chemistry out there with those wide receivers. I would say better than Zach Wilson's up to this point. I mean, and that's from my standpoint. And yeah, you're going against a Cleveland defense. Their offensive line is meh.
Honestly, I just feel like
But I look at
the Cleveland offensive line is mad, but the defense is going to win in this game.
it is going to win it. But I just can't trust Jacoby Brissett against the Jets defense. And I think it's going to come down to soft.
Also, I can't
coverage.
trust Jacoby.
I
Actually,
can't.
you know what? When as a backup, Jacoby actually does do pretty well.
He didn't get a single win last year when he was a Miami Dolphin backup.
I mean, like, remember that year?
I mean, with the Patriots,
I mean, like,
he's
as a
not
backup, if he has to come in, yeah, he does well. As a starter,
winning. He's
like,
a backup.
like if he was
he's
good,
not a real backup.
no, he's
starter.
still
backup.
he's
starter.
still considered a backup,
Yeah, he is.
but he's not like the full-time starter.
No, he's not.
And that one year, he was the full-time starter with the Colts.
Yeah. Brissett went only threw for 147 yards last week. And I got to be honest, that entire game was about Baker Mayfield choking last week. If it wasn't for him choking last week in that revenge game,
they would have won.
I don't think Cleveland would have won. I'm just being honest. I don't think Cleveland would have won that game.
Yeah.
But I think the Jets.
I'm gonna still take the Browns.
I think Flacco.
Just because of their defense.
I think Flacco's good, and I can't trust him right now.
I think
against Sauce
Flacco's
Gardner.
good.
I mean,
Flacco's
if he's
good.
gonna
Why
throw-
isn't he starting anymore? Huh?
Honestly, if you want my honest opinion, because no one believes in him. I think you gotta find people who believe in
True.
him. I mean, if you're throwing the ball 59 times, completing 37 passes,
I mean, they still want a Super
now
Bowl
here's
MVP.
yeah, exactly. Here's my opinion: a Super Bowl MVP should not be a backup quarterback. I'm sorry, there's no excuse for it. This point,
Yeah, him,
I
Nick
mean,
Foles. What?
Yeah, Nick Foles. Nick Foles shouldn't be a backup
And
either.
the thing is, why about Joe Flacco in Baltimore? I mean, Joe Flacco was still relatively young when they drafted him. He was like what, 30?
When he got drafted in 08, so he got drafted at age 22. By that point, it was
Actually, he was 23.
23. All right, so right now, like what, 34, 35? He can still throw the ball.
He can still throw the ball.
I mean,
Also, I feel like he could probably still start.
Why has he been downgraded to be a back? And here's my opinion on the whole thing. What a miss by the Saints, because Flacco could be perfect with that roster.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got
I mean,
really great
again,
arm
he
strength.
went
Instead
from
now-
Baltimore.
Instead, now
He
he's
got
taking-
traded to the Broncos. He didn't really do well, but
Yeah.
I still feel like he could
And you want to know why he didn't do well? Because you had no offensive line, which sucked, and you had no wide receiving core
at the
at
time.
that point.
Yeah.
I mean, it just – how do you expect him to win with that?
Hmm.
You can't win with that. You can't win with nobody. I mean, sure, Brady's done
You
it
need to
before in
have
the
a
past,
full-
but
Brady. It's not that Brady didn't win with nobody. He made nobodies into somebody.
that's the thing. And the problem was he tried to do the exact same thing in Denver. And, I think it was at the end of the day. I honestly think that he got a bad rep because of his time with Vic Fangio in Denver. I think that's what happened.
Yeah.
Because Vic
No
Fangio-
team wanted to like even take a chance on his son QB, so he had to settle for a backup.
Right. It's ridiculous.
Right now, he's basically a backup mentoring Zach Wilson.
Yeah. And I think right now, this boy, his career's not over. He should not be mentoring at this point of his career. If Ryan Tannehill doesn't believe he shouldn't be mentoring Malik Willis, then why the hell should Flacco mentor Zach Wilson? There you go. I just blew your minds right there, people. There you go. But yeah, I'm taking the Jets in this game. Washington Commanders, Detroit Lions. I'm taking the Commanders in this game. I think the defense is a little bit better, surprisingly, without Chase Young. I was wrong about them going 0-17.
Exactly.
I take it back. And Carson Wentz at this point, I think is back. I'm sorry. 27 for 42, 314 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 picks. That's pretty impressive for your first start on this team.
No, the thing is,
and the thing of it was, I don't think he even played that great last year.
the thing I have,
I don't think he even had a game where he
the
threw for
thing
300
about Carson
yards
Wentz,
yesterday.
why is everyone so, like, why is he so heavily criticized?
Well, here's the problem.
Like, after-
he was put on a team that
No, actually, no. Wait, I'll read
injury
it.
prone.
He is injury prone.
That's the reason why.
After the year where he almost,
If-
if he didn't get injured, it
Like,
was in 2017, right? The
Yeah.
Eagles. If he didn't get injured, he would have been MVP that year.
he would have never even lost a starting job.
He would have lost a star job.
They would never had Jalen Hurts drafted.
Doing, yeah.
Jalen Hurts would have been drafted by the Saints probably, or drafted
Yeah.
by the Bucks.
But then, honestly, I feel like he still could have been a starter for Philly.
Yeah, he could have been.
But right when they drafted Jalen Hurts, that basically shattered his confidence.
Yeah.
And he didn't. He lost faith in that team. It was like, yo, why are you drafting this guy? I'm right here.
I think what ended up happening too was the fact that Frank Reich left, and that's what really hurt him the most because he was like the quarterback whisperer that helped him out, other than Doug Peterson. And I think in reality,
Then that happened.
people
That
missed out.
controversy happened. They
Yeah.
got traded to the Colts. Started there for a year, and he wasn't even that bad.
He was decent.
You were saying he was
He
bad.
wasn't the same guy as he was in Indy.
Like he was,
Philly. But he
was still. He had like what 24 touchdowns, 7 picks that one year.
yeah.
It was just after that one last game against Jacksonville. They're like, you know what? We don't want you. No, fuck you.
I think they purposely lost that game to get rid of Carson Wentz. And I think about that. I'm like, they definitely didn't have to for that reason.
Like yeah, now he's in Washington. First game, balls out.
I think he's the best. I think
And they got decent ones. They got McLaurin. They got the rookie Jaha Watson. Jaha Dawson.
Yeah, and they got who else they got in that team? They got somebody else too. They
got Curtis Samuel.
Curtis Samuel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Curtis
there you
Samuel.
go.
Yeah.
That's your top three trio right there.
Hmm.
I think that's probably the better top trio trios. I think it's tied with Philadelphia right now. Even though Devontae Smith didn't do shit in that game against Detroit, which there's no excuse. You gotta
pass to Devontae.
you gotta.
I mean, you can't just freaking feed AJ Brown the whole time.
That's what I'm saying, and I think that's the problem. And I was afraid that was happening with Philadelphia anyway, with Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown anyway. I was afraid that was going to happen. That was a horrible game.
Devontae Smith.
Because now at this point, you showed your hand. If you're Philadelphia, you showed your hand. And the fact of the matter is, if you're showing your hand that early, that means you're going to get exposed right from the get-go. I'm sorry. I'm just being honest here. I think Washington wins the game. You taking Washington too?
I'm taking Washington.
There you go. Tampa Bay, New Orleans. Tampa Bay's 2.5-point favorites. With the whole Tom Brady, Giselle storyline, I'll leave it up with this. Giselle got a phone call this week from Tom. She was in New York this week because they're not living together apparently. He's got the kids back at home. She's living in New York somewhere. Okay? That there. Apparently there's a phone call this week from Giselle wanting Brady to retire this week. He said no. Somebody found her crying. This was according to New York Post. It was according to Wall Street Journal. This was according to a lot of articles. That marriage is this marriage is going to end anyway, and you want to know something right now? Good. End it. Brady needs to focus on football. Get the hell away from me, Giselle.
I mean, there are rumors saying that he's definitely retiring after the season, which honestly,
I know. He's going to go right to Fox anyway.
Yeah.
The whole thing of it is good. Just end it now. Rip it off like a Band-Aid. At this point, this girl's been on your case now
for years.
Retire. You retire one time because you want to get away from Bruce Arians, and that was a power move because Bruce Arians got to get let go anyway, and we're putting.
He ended up retiring.
Well, Bruce Arians got a position as a, like stock, whatever the frick he's doing, some kind of GM position or like assistant to GM or whatever. The payroll is a little bit more because they gave him like a $2 million raise.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone was looking at it going, oh, Tom Brady wanted more money. No, he wanted Bruce Arians to be gone. That's all it was. He got that move. They called him back saying, oh, yeah, Todd Bowles is the coach now. Yay, I'm retired.
Yay.
That was the end of that conversation. I know the conversation because that same weekend, when I was with my dad skiing that weekend, I was reading the article in my car with my dad. So I know. These things. It's all up here, guys.
Facts.
All up here. But anyway, I think Tampa Bay, look, Brady played like crap last week. Said there. Was not a great game. By the way,
right now, Chris Godwin's out.
Yeah.
So
this will be about Julio Jones in this game. I don't think New Orleans Saints secondary is that great.
Julio and Mike Evans.
Marshawn Lattimore is a little bit washed up, if you ask me. Julio Jones is going to expose him. I don't think he's actually, and now the more I can think about it head to head, I don't think Julio Jones has ever exposed Marshawn Lattimore even with his time in Atlanta.
No, it's mostly Mike Evans and Marshawn Lattimore that be going at it.
No, I think in this case though, it's like Mike.
Yeah,
Mike
again, Julio isn't. This isn't the same Julio that was.
Yeah, so really, to me, it's Lattimore's children saying, "Oh, let me prove Julio Jones is a fraud or not." Julio Jones might school him. I'm sorry, but Julio Jones had a great game last week. Yes, it was very limited because Brady didn't throw the ball a lot in that game. Plus, he wasn't playing that great to begin with. But you're going there against one washed-up defensive back, in my opinion. Lattimore is kind of washed up. The rest of the secondary is not that great. The pass rush is probably the best thing about that defense.
Mm-hmm.
The offensive line is kind of roughed up right now, but I think Brady can overcome it. I think he could. There wasn't a lot of pressure up the middle last week.
I say this will be like another close game.
It was really Micah Parsons who got right around him and everything. It's going to be a close game, but it's a division game. I think Tampa Bay wins it.
Bucks win.
I got Tampa Bay. Yeah, easily. Panthers, Giants. I'm going with the Giants here. I mean, there's no hesitation. Baker Mayfield at this point has a horrible offensive line. The Giants' defensive line is stacked. They can get right up the middle. Baker Mayfield doesn't like that. He's
Saquon's back.
And Saquon is back. Saquon, mother bleeping Barkley, back. Yeah. That's it. Plain and simple. He's back. I think he goes up for $175 this week. Would not be a surprise.
I don't see Daniel Jones doing shit, but it'll be most the Saquon show. Daniel Jones.
Oh, Daniel Jones. There's a David. Who the hell is David?
Let's be real about the Giants. I picked them to win this game too. But we already know Daniel Jones is not going to be the QB again
for the season.
I mean, like next year.
Well, obviously, yeah. I think they'll move on. I think they'll draft somebody else.
Yeah.
But I think the Giants, realistically, they'll get to a 2-0 start. This Panther team's not that great. They're terrible. Their defense stinks too. There's nothing special with their defense. The Giants, to me, they're at home as a home opener. I trust the Giants more because they killed the Panthers last year, 25-3 last year, if I'm not mistaken. And I think the same thing will happen here, except this time around it'll be 28-3. There you go. I rest my case.
Team's a lot more improved.
Yeah. Colts, Jaguars. I'm taking Indy here. Even though Indy's got no Michael Pittman Jr., they cut their kicker, Rodrigo Blankenship.
The GOAT.
They're missing Alec Pierce this week, and they're missing Shaquille Leonard again. I think they can overcome it. Kwity Paye had a big game last week. He had 7 tackles, 6 of them solo. He had 2 sacks last week, 2 quarterback hits. He went off last week. He was probably one of the best defensive players. He had a career game last week. I'm sorry, but he did. I mean, yes,
This
look at the Houston Texans,
may
but
be the
they
Quiddy
are
season.
improving a lot. And Matt Ryan almost had a comeback, and this guy was ready to write him off right now. I have Sam Ellinger start over at Matt Ryan. So
No,
your
I
take on
didn't
that
say Sam Elgin.
yes, you
no,
did.
I
You
said.
called him.
I mean, first of all, it's only the first week.
No, I know.
I was saying like somewhere in the future, the Colts should consider Sam Ellinger as their franchise QB because Matt Ryan's like almost 40.
I don't think he's ready. I don't think he's ready. And
No, that's why I say in the future. I didn't say right now.
No, I know, but Matt Ryan's getting older.
Matt Ryan's still got a playing left of the tank.
He's got at least 3 or 4 years left. I'm sorry. You want to know people why you want to downgrade him? Because he played with the Falcons. You had a horrible offensive line that barely protected the
horrible
guy.
line.
And here with Indy, you have a better offensive line. Much better. Even
Much
with the
better.
players they're missing.
You got Quentin Nelson, who's been all pro every single year he came in the league.
Exactly. So I guess there's no reason for it here. In Jacksonville, in my opinion,
and then again, it freaking sucks that they freaking tied with the Texans.
Yeah.
Which was not random.
Because
the Jaguars, on the other hand,
you think Blankenship for missing
the
that
Jaguars
field goal.
Did have a good showing against the Commanders, but then again, they just freaking blew the lead.
Yeah.
Trevor Walker, the first overall pick, actually had a sack.
Yeah.
Team played pretty decent until the end, but this Jags team still has a lot.
They got a lot of work.
A lot of work to do before they even considered.
I'm taking Indy winning this game 24-7.
A reliable team.
Yeah. I think Quiddy Pay gets 2 sacks again this week, and I think he has more than 7 tackles. I think he has like 10 in there.
I think Quiddy gets like 3 sacks.
Yeah.
The Jags O-line's trash.
Yeah, they are. They're not wrong there.
I'm still praying Trevor Lawrence has a good career because fuck.
I'm taking Miami Dolphins, Baltimore Ravens. You know, I hate doing this because I'm a Patriot fan, but I got to take the Dolphins here. I have to here. I'm not trusting that Baltimore Raven defense after allowing 307 yards against Joe Flacco. Really, realistically,
Joe Flacco.
He didn't get the win, but he got a little revenge here, saying, "Hey, I can still throw the ball 300 yards."
And
that's with a healthy Raven defense, by the way. They allowed that. So what's the excuse there with that one? Yeah, you won the game, but come on. Anyway, Dolphins on the road. I think Tyreek Hill's gonna be too much. I don't think the Ravens have a secondary, although they have Marcus Peters. But even then,
they got Marcus Peters, Marcus Williams, Kyle Hamilton.
Yeah,
they got good secondary.
They do, but Tyreek Hill's too quick.
Tyreek Hill's way.
And I think the way they did it last week, where Tua didn't throw the ball deep a lot in this game, Tyreek Hill loves to get the deep balls, was surprising.
And Jalen Waddle,
because it kind of threw me off a little bit. But I think realistically here this week, you're gonna get the same exact game plan here. A little short passes there and there. It's gonna mess with the Ravens defense a little bit there because Tyreek Hill is gonna be impossible to tackle. And I don't think they're going to double team him or triple team him to tackle him. I just don't believe that defense is doing that. So, and they're always about being one-on-one, being man-to-man defense anyway. So, I'm going with the Dolphins to win this game. Falcons wins. And let's be honest with you, the Falcons are going to be the team. The Falcons might go 0-17. The more I even think about it right now with the way this team plays.
Okay, this team might go 0-17.
Because you blow a 16-point lead at home.
All right, you know what? Let me say something about the Falcons.
And here's the funny thing at the end about this.
Let me say something about the Falcons.
Let me just get that away first. I'll let you talk. You had a 52-yard field goal. Guess who blocked the 52-yard field goal? I'll tell you who blocked the 52-yard field goal. Manti Te'o blocked the 52-yard field goal. You blow a 16-point lead to Winston. By the way, Winston, that's a revenge game right there for you right there. 7 years of revenge of being embarrassed in your first year starting as a quarterback in 2015 when you were playing against Tennessee Titans when they had Marcus Mariota and you were on the Bucs. There you go. There's your revenge game right there. No one talked about it. And now Winston, after 7 years, got his revenge. Boom. Now talk. There's your hot take.
It's sad what the Falcons have become. It really is. 2016, they almost beat the Patriots to the Super Bowl. But ever since they've blown that freaking lead, they've become the biggest joke of a team in the league.
They're frauds.
Probably a bigger joke than the Jaguars. Bigger joke than the Giants have been.
Yeah, the Giants have been joke. I mean, Giants were in a rebuild system, so I
bigger joke than the Browns.
They're a bigger joke than the Bears, actually.
Let's look at put it that way. Let's look at every team that's been like just as bad as the Falcons since 2016.
The Giants are in a rebuild mode.
Giants have been rebuild, but they're still a freaking joke.
Yeah.
The Cowboys, well, they're a joke for other reasons.
They're a joke for Stephen A. Smith. Let's put it that way. Every time Stephen A. Smith wasn't on his social media, he'll laugh.
The Texans, bro, this team went from being like on the cusp of winning the Super Bowl to blowing a lead in every single game they freaking played.
And here's the thing: every home game. This wasn't even on the road.
This team should be.
I can't even figure out if they hate their own home fans that much. They're gonna blow every home game where they have
no matter what the circumstance is, they find a way to blow a game.
I know, it's freaking crazy. And
even with a talented roster, well, right now the roster isn't really shit, but
roster is shit. It's a big giant pile of shit, if you ask me.
Honestly, who's the best player on the team right now?
Right now, Cordell Patterson.
Maybe.
That's it.
No, and Deion Jones. No, and AJ
Yeah,
Terrell, but
yeah.
they haven't really.
Yeah, they haven't really.
But
shown
like
that
seriously,
much.
this team should have possibly started a dynasty.
Yeah.
I said no, they've been rebuilding and rebuilding.
Yeah.
And it's sad. It's really sad.
It really is pathetic.
They literally become a meme.
Yeah, they are the meme.
Bowl league. It's called the Falcons.
Yeah. Seahawks 49ers. I'm taking Seattle here.
So
I think Seattle has got a better defense, surprisingly. I can't believe I'm actually saying this right now without Jamal Adams from Torres Quad done for the year.
prayers. Hopefully he gets better.
I hope he does too. I don't know. Is he still in a contract for another 2 or 3 years with Seattle though? I can't remember what his contract was.
I think he's under contract for like 4 years.
4 years.
Yeah, let me check. I'm pretty sure.
Because I think he signed it in 2020, didn't he?
Let me see. I'm
Or
pretty
if I'm not
sure.
mistaken here. I don't even know. But anyway, yeah, Seattle's gonna get the win.
That Geno Smith
You know,
playing like an MVP.
You want to know something right
Like
now?
what the hell?
Geno Smith going 23 for 28 for 195 yards and 2 touchdowns. That was the best game of his career. I'm not even joking.
That really was.
That right there may have been the best game of his career right there and then. And all it took was for him to be a quarterback for a different team. That's it.
Oh yeah, last year Jamal Adams signed a 4-year, $70 million deal.
Oh, it was last year. Oh, okay.
Last year.
So he's got another
So he's got like another
3
two-
years. Well,
2 years.
well, no, it's 3 years. But he signed it last year. It hasn't been 20 a year.
All right, so he got like 3 years.
It's gotta suck though.
You know, honestly, I still don't believe Geno Smith could be the long-term solution.
He's not long term, but
He's like for now.
he's like for now there in the picture right now. I mean, he may blow it soon, but
yeah, he may
for
blow it,
now
but-
they're better than the 49ers. I still, you know what's saying right now? I didn't have the Seahawks sweeping the 49ers this year. Now I do. If they keep starting Trey Lance, they're gonna sweep the 49ers.
Yeah.
And Trey Lance is nothing but shit. I think Trey Lance. Here's my take right now, and maybe I'm going too extreme with this. He's the next Geno Smith, in my opinion.
Okay, I probably won't go
it's
that
extreme. I know it's a little extreme, but you want to know something?
But the way that he's partying,
if Lance is doing this, playing like this, and partying like this, Geno Smith, granted, was never a big partier. He never really was.
it was just
He was just
he played like shit.
He played like shit, and he was on a team
It
where.
didn't even help that he was on the Jets and he's still
I
on the
think
Jets and he played like shit.
Here's the problem with this whole thing. If it wasn't for that Marcus Sanchez injury, he would have been benched for 2 years, and he would have started 2 years later, and Rex Ryan would have still had a job at the Jets. Let's be honest. He would have had a job at the Jets 2 years later down the road. Now,
Honestly, if that wouldn't have happened, I don't think Geno Smith would
here's
ever
the thing.
got.
Here's another thing going into this whole thing. Ryan Fitzpatrick took his job 2 years after that. In
Yeah,
fact,
'cause
I'm pretty sure
Both the seasons he
if I'm
started,
not mistaken right now.
because rookie and the second
Didn't-
year had the only two. He was basically the full-time starter those first 2 years.
Yeah,
Both seasons he had more interceptions than touchdowns.
yeah.
And it was like, yeah, we can't. No.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
in
but-
Seattle.
I think Seattle's got a better offensive line. They got a better defense, in my opinion, even without Jamal Adams. I think the 49ers right now, their defense is so great. Don't get me wrong. But right now, heading this matchup,
Right now, you
it's
can't
just-
trust Trey Lance right now.
no, you can't.
Like I say, you need to just put him on the bench and have him study more.
Yeah.
Or have someone to get on his ass because you can't go freaking partying.
I mean,
You're supposed to be the franchise QB. This team traded a lot up to get you, and you just
he blew it.
blew it to the Bears,
Yeah.
who've been another joke of a team for the past few years.
Yeah.
And then right after the game, you go to a strip club.
Yeah.
Like, bruh, you're about to enter Johnny Manziel levels of stupid.
Yeah, he is. He keeps doing this. He
I mean,
is.
let's be real. I doubt he's going to be as reckless as Johnny Manziel was, but
I think he
you-
will. Oh, I think he will be. I think he
I
will
don't
be.
see
If
it,
he's
but-
doing this now, and this is just the start of it, I mean,
yeah, it's just stuff. But I doubt it'll get that far. But like, you really need to like mature.
Yeah.
If you want to be seen as the face of the 49ers.
yeah. Bengals, Cowboys on this Sunday. Both teams going at 0-1. I think Cincinnati should
I
have
still-
won that game.
That's still
how the hell they blew it at
Bengals
home.
will win this game.
Yeah. I think I can't see Dallas sacking Joe Burrow 7 times here. I think the reason why Pittsburgh just
I
came
see
out
Micah Parsons
unexpectedly-
probably getting a sack or two, but
Yeah, he'll get like a sack or two maybe. But I can't see 7 sacks.
as of right now, the Bengals do have the better team. Even though they lost,
better.
even though Joe Burrow played like crap,
And he-
well, semi-crap because he's still.
Well,
What do you have like
he
3
played like-
touchdowns? Do you have like 3 touchdowns?
2 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, and he had a fumble.
2
loss.
touchdowns, 5
And he
interceptions.
fumbled again,
Yeah.
which was recovered by Sammy Perine. which, I mean, I've already been on that rant about that. But,
Yeah.
yeah, the Bengals, I think they're going to win. They're going to kill the Cowboys. I wouldn't be surprised if Will Greer got to start here and just got absolutely.
Whether it's Cooper Cup or Will Greer, they're gonna fail.
Yeah, if it's Cooper Rush in there,
And
I'd say-
Zeke, it hasn't been the same in years.
yeah, Zeke's all washed up. I'm sorry, but he is.
Yeah.
And that Dallas offensive line's not that great. It's not as strong as it used to be. They have no Tyrone Smith. He's going to be out for 3 or 4 months.
Hmm.
You're already limited with most of your offensive linemen as it
At
is.
this point, you just keep him out for the season.
At this point, I would just tank. I would just tank the whole way through. I mean, granted, you had Dak Prescott for a longer-term contract deal.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
Probably add more pieces to that team.
yeah.
Probably a true number 2
I think
wide
you should-
receiver.
The fact of the matter is you should have never traded Amari Cooper.
You
That's
should.
what hurt this team right there.
And another thing about that trade, they could have gotten a lot more back.
Oh,
They
yeah.
literally did that just to dump cap, but you still could have got a lot more for Amari Cooper.
Yeah, you could have.
Former All-Pro, multi-time Pro Bowler. You trade him to the Browns for a 5th-round pick. Like, bro.
Yeah. And Mike, and maybe here's my theory on this whole thing. I think they're bringing back Dak too early. As as stupid, it might be sound like a dumb pick here.
They said they weren't going to put him on IR because they feel like he'll be back. But
I can't imagine this guy coming back. Like if had a broken thumb and he had to get surgery for it, in like 6 to 8 weeks, that's a good timetable. Fine, 6 weeks.
But
why rush him back 2
why
weeks
rush
before
him?
that? It just
Unless
to me,
it's-
it makes no sense.
no, I think they said just to give the Cowboy fans hope. But like
I mean, to me, they put him on IR though. That's what pisses me off.
they should put him on IR, but they haven't.
I thought they already did.
They didn't.
Oh, they didn't? Oh, well, I guess. All right. Well, yeah. Lesson learned. Because it was a story that went out that said he was going to be put on IR. They wasn't put on IR. They were just going to put him on IR.
Jerry Jones saying that
yesterday. It
video
was-
like, hey, we're not going to put Dak on IR because we feel like he'd come back
Well, that's
in 2, 3, 4 weeks.
Houston Texans at the Broncos. I'm taking
Broncos,
I
like-
mean, Russell Wilson had a great game last week. 350 yards, a touchdown, no picks. That 3 timeout scenario though, he should have been smarter to take a timeout there, or Nathaniel Hackett should have stopped it at some point. Letting those timeouts not happen here in that moment, and you try for a 64-yard field goal, and you had 3 timeouts left, and you still lose the game.
The 64-yard field goal. That was.
That was a joke.
Let me say something about that real quick.
Don't go for a 4th down.
The
If you're
the
at the,
64-yard field goal
and McNair
was
can do
such
it.
a stupid.
McNair
Definitely has he hit like I think his longest career field goal is 64, 65 yards.
I think he's had like 66 yards before. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but
But in that
in Seattle,
but in that
at
scenario,
that scenario,
environment, it's all about Russell Wilson. in
you
that
got
scenario.
Russell Wilson there. Yeah.
And he's already thrown at that point for 350 plus yards.
Mhm.
Go for a 4th and 5. What is
Go for it.
What is the hard part?
Gain 5
You don't have to
yards,
go-
call
you
a
don't
timeout,
have-
try a
and
field
you
goal
had 3 of
then.
them. That's the crazy part. You still had 3.
You still have 3 timeouts.
and you never called a single one once. That's what's so painful.
And what hurts more, they killed time.
Yeah,
They
killed
let
a lot
like
of
20
time.
seconds run off the clock before they ran a play within the last minute. And it's like, what the hell are they doing? They could win this game. They could march down the field, use their
Let me put it
timeout.
this way, and I already said this back in the podcast on Tuesday. Nathaniel Hackett is the next Andy Reid in this whole thing. Right out of the gate, you're starting out with bad time management, which Andy Reid is the king of. You're starting out with that right out of the gate. Not a good look. Not a good look as a head coach. I'm sorry. It's not a good look.
So he's saying he's the next Andy Reid.
Yeah.
So he's going to have partial success, probably win a Super Bowl, and then just
I think the only difference is he won't win a Super Bowl. If he does this right out of the gate, like this in this scenario here, like this, granted, it was a huge game. Big blow.
yeah, really,
And a
Andy
stage
Reid's a
like
great
that.
coach.
Andy Reid is a great coach. He is, but he's got his flaws. I mean, I think Nathaniel Hackett might be a 2.0 version of Andy Reid, where he'll have somewhat success, but not as success as Andy Reid.
Hmm.
I just don't see it now. If that happens again in a big time game like this, which I'm afraid is going to happen, because the next couple of weeks, I mean, you have
Pretty rough.
well, no, because I mean, Denver realistically have winnable games. They have Houston this weekend. They have San Francisco next weekend. The Raiders, to me, either way, I
But
think
that division could go anyway still.
that can go either way.
I still got the Chargers winning that division.
Really, it's just within those 2 or 3 weeks. Like, I think Las Vegas is beatable. I think they are.
Mhm.
I think Derek Carr's kind of a bit of a fraud, if you ask me. I mean, throwing 3 interceptions last week against that Charger defense. I mean, that was pretty bad. I'm sorry, it was.
Really bad.
I mean, choked in the 4th quarter. I mean, I think Denver could handle that easily. I think Russell was going to outplay Derek Carr in that scenario. But if you allow – these are winnable games. If you lose at least 2 of these games, you're screwing yourself.
Yeah.
Like, you have to win those. I'm sorry, you have to.
Mm-hmm.
Cardinals, Raiders. I'm going with the
Texans. It's still Texans.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Cardinals, Raiders. I'm going with the Raiders here. I don't trust Kyler Murray. Rondé Mill is still out again for the Cardinals. They still don't have DeAndre Hopkins because of the suspension.
What was that?
AJ,
isn't it a 10-game suspension?
No, it was 6 games.
6 games?
6 game suspension. He'll be back for week 7. Anyway, I think Arizona's defense is a little bit washed up. I think they got nothing in the secondary at this point to prove anything they want, although they got Buda Baker and they got Byron Murphy.
And Devontae Adams
can't be covered by anybody.
Derek Carr has Devontae Adams.
No one can cover Devontae Adams.
No one can cover Devontae Adams in general.
Exactly. So Raiders are going to get a win this game easily.
Yep.
I think you've agreed with every pick here. The only thing that you haven't agreed on is the Jets-Browns game. I think everything else we agreed on.
Yeah.
It's just the Jets-Browns you don't agree on. Tennessee, Buffalo. Oh, Buffalo's
going to murder them.
I mean,
this might be. I might need to call the cops for this one.
Buffalo is going to destroy Ryan Tannehill in this game.
Let's talk about the Titans.
Here's another thing, too.
How the Titans lose to the Giants? Like I said, the Giants would have been the biggest joke for the past couple years. And the Titans really should have won that game.
Randy Bullock.
Derrick Henry should have played a lot better.
I'm not even sure that's even his name. What's the kicker's name? Is it
Randy Bullock?
Is it Bullock? I know his last name.
Yeah, it's Randy Bullock.
It is Randy. Okay. Yeah, but
they should have won that game.
Derrick Henry will get his first career fumble, I think. Well, actually, I don't know.
First career fumble?
No, wait a minute. I'm just trying to remember, because it's so weird to watch Derrick Henry fumble it. I don't think Derrick Henry's fumbled that much in his career. I can't think of how many times he fumbled it.
He's been running through people.
Yeah. I don't know his first fumble in God knows how long. Let's put it that way. Yeah. Against Buffalo. He will fumble it this week against this defense. I can see it now. Buffalo's going to
we said Buffalo is definitely the Super Bowl favorite for everyone at this point.
Oh, my God. Yeah, they are.
I see them winning it.
Me too.
I see them winning their first Super Bowl.
Yeah. Von Miller will be the MVP of that one, too. I can guarantee you that one. Josh Allen will be the league MVP, and you have Von Miller be the Super Bowl MVP. I can already see it now. Vikings, Eagles. I'm going to take the Minnesota Vikings here. I don't trust that Philadelphia defense at all. I didn't trust them in the game against Detroit in that shootout. That's why
I agree with the Vikings win, too. As of right now, Justin Jefferson is most likely the best receiver in the league.
Oh, he is, by far. There's not even a competition. I wouldn't be surprised.
Kirk Cousins still getting disrespected.
Yeah. This will be the game where he'll prove everybody wrong. He'll basically expose Philadelphia's defense for the frauds they are. Mm-hmm. And it's going to lead to a downward spiral for Philadelphia, I think.
Yes.
That's what's ended up happening. Mm-hmm. I know you have A.J. Brown, but I know Minnesota's Vikings defense is slow. And old.
Philly needs to use Devontae Smith better.
Yeah, they do. I mean, I know
you can't just throw the entire load on A.J. Brown.
Here's what they're trying.
He's one guy. He was great, and he basically did most of the work week 1, but still. Right. He got another capable receiver in Devontae Smith.
Yeah.
You drafted him last year for a reason.
Yeah.
And he was the best receiver last season.
Yeah.
Get him involved.
Yeah. Here's the thing with Jalen Hurts.
Get him involved.
He's treating A.J. Brown like it's a new toy, and he's going Devontae Smith to the side. To me, exactly. It's just stupid. You can't do that in the NFL.
You can't.
You just can't do that. This is not college football. This is not NCAA football 2000 whatever and a video game where you can do that, where you get away with it against low, bad opponents. You're in the NFL. You need to get everybody involved.
Yes, and play as a whole team.
And right now, Detroit, you played Detroit last week. They suck. They wouldn't even be able to beat Alabama.
Yeah, the fact that they almost blew a lead to them.
Yeah, they did. They almost blew a game. They almost blew the game 3 different times against them. And the funny thing of it is, at this point in time right now, though, is everyone's saying, "Oh, Philadelphia still might win a division. They're going to be Super Bowl champions." I don't think they are if they keep playing like this. And I don't think their defense is even strong enough to even take them to a Super Bowl run. And as bad as the NFC is, and it is weak, the NFC. Who knows? I think it could happen at this point now going forward. But yeah, Vikings win this game easily. It's not even a debate. Ohio State right now has got the lead over Toledo right now, 42-14. He's just going off a rant right now. Let's take a look what's going on in any other games right now going forward here. Wake Forest survived 37-36 to Liberty. That was a 1 point. Another really good game. The first good game for a ranked opponent all day. That's crazy. Anyway, there's an upset alert right here for you. Washington beat Michigan State 22-0.
Oh shit!
11th ranked Michigan State. I had Texas Tech beating North Carolina State today. This looks like it's going to happen now. North Carolina State up 27 at the half. Missouri State beating Arkansas 17-14. Clemson's up 10-3. Ohio State went to half right now. They're 42-14. Florida 18-3. Florida beating up on South Florida 24-10. And Texas right now is losing to the University of San Antonio 10-7. That is your scores right now for the games. I'll do a okay. I don't know what happened there. You had a seizure or something?
Maybe.
I think there's something wrong with you. Anyway, I'm gonna do these things quick here. We'll head out.
No. Take our time.
Cole Beasley drawing a lot of interest in free agency. That was the news that just broke out today. That was in.
Oh, he's still a free agent?
Yeah, he's still a free agent. He's not.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Cole Beasley getting some interest. Canelo Alvarez and Govardi Govakan or Janetti. Wow, I said it right.
They're getting paid.
Yeah, they are getting paid.
They're getting paid. Canelo's getting $45 million. Govakan's getting $20 million.
I gotta go with honestly right now I'm gonna go with Canelo Alvarez because the fight's on tonight. I'm gonna go with Canelo Alvarez to win. I think the fight's happening.
Of course, Canelo's gonna win.
Yeah,
dude, that's Canelo.
I think he finishes up this kid up in like.
It's Canelo.
I think. Okay, Alvarez is
Canelo.
Alvarez is gonna finish him off in like 6 rounds.
Canelo.
How many rounds do you think he's gonna finish him off in?
I say 8.
8.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Canelo.
Okay, I know you. I'm out.
Canelo.
Okay. All right. We were gonna talk about some basketball stuff. I'm not gonna get into that one right now. But here's some
let's talk about.
Here's some breaking news.
Let's get a little basketball in there.
You want to get a little basketball?
Let's get a little basketball.
We'll do it quickly. But first, I want to get this out of the way first. Tom Brady's home that was owned by Derek Jeter is going to be demolished. That was where Tom Brady was living at the time. The $22 mansion set to be demolished pretty damn soon.
Why?
Don't know. It's going to NBC.
Why would it demolish something that's still good to use?
I think Brady was not living there at the time. I think he just decided to move. I think because of that point, he didn't want it because Giselle wasn't living there anymore.
No, but what's wrong with the house? If it's still livable, why demolish it?
I have no idea.
No.
Don't ask me.
No, you know the answers.
I wish I knew more.
Don't you got the answers, man?
I wish I did.
Don't you got the answers?
I wish I did.
Dennis Schroeder signed with the Lakers. Let me say something about the.
I knew this was happening. This wasn't surprising.
No, let me say something about the contract real quick. 1 year, $2.5 million.
That's all he's worth. What is it they're talking about?
No, it's crazy because like him and Victor Oladipo at one point were set to make big contracts. Like probably what the other big guys were making like $23 million.
Yeah.
But they literally just fell off the map and are sounding like these little puny contracts.
Yeah.
Like before Victor Oladipo's injury, Indiana offered him like an $84 million extension. He was like, no. Then he got traded. Now he signed Miami for like 2 years, $18 million.
Yeah.
Which is insane because like he was like an all-star. Borderline top 25 player at one
Dennis
point.
Schroeder, in my opinion, is a tad bit overrated.
No, Dennis Schroeder is like a decent 6-man.
Yeah, he is.
He could go out there and still get you like 17, 18 points per game.
To me, though, he's going to get lost in the shuffle here, and there's really no point of signing him.
No, he's definitely going to get lost in the shuffle because look, you still got Westbrook.
Beverly and you got
Beverly, yeah.
That's going to be an explosion right there of like heat.
And there's words saying that Westbrook may come off the bench.
Yeah.
I don't say that still because why pay $50 million for a guy to come off the bench? I mean, yeah, Westbrook is still.
Why pay LeBron, who's a part-time player, who plays about 25, 30 games a year?
What are you talking about? LeBron plays every single game of the year. Almost every single game of the year.
He played 40 to 50 games over the last 2 seasons. And besides the fact, anyway, he's still doing
No, he did not.
Yeah, he did. Pretty sure he did. He was a part-time player. Most of the time when Anthony Davis was out, he was out. He didn't play.
AD's a part-time player, if anything. LeBron, no.
Oh, God.
The last 2 years.
Guy's ass up to no end here.
No, you're saying he played like 4 games the last 2 years. 2020, he played
45. 2019, he played 67. 2021, he only played 56. I just said 45, 40, and 50 games. I just rest my case. You just proved my freaking point.
So you said 40 games in the last 2 years combined. That's what you said.
Not in combined. I said for the last 2 seasons. He's played 40 games each. So
the thing is, I want to say this is going to be the start of the decline of LeBron.
Oh, I've been waiting for you to say that. You've just got me so happy right now.
No, yes. No. Let me say something.
Go ahead. I'm with you.
Even though, yes, he's still probably going to get you 30, 35 points per game. But as you see, he's only playing like 40, 50 games. His body's going to give out on him. That's the thing.
His body's starting to give out a little bit now. He's not.
No, that's what I'm saying.
he's not
That's
even-
why. Let's look at last year, 2021. He played 56 games. 2020, 45 games. 2019, decent 67 games because like for some reason they always give players like a rest weeks.
Yeah, because they give it to the
2018,
player.
2018,
Even
55
league.
games. Cleveland, he actually played 82 games in 2017, 74 in 2016. Man, if you look at up to all the way up to 2018 is where he's been consistent, playing like over 70 plus games and everything. But the last 4 seasons, he hasn't played
Oh, up to 2018. Okay, I was trying to figure
up to 2018. But the last 4 seasons, he hasn't played over 70 games. The most he's played is 67 in 2019.
Here's
Yes, he'll still go out and give you like 25, 34.
here's
but-
here's my theory about LeBron James. He's not going to try hard as much anymore because he's not the face of that franchise. For whatever reason in their minds at this point, they're making Russell Westbrook the face of that franchise.
No, they're not.
I mean,
they're
they
making Westbrook the fa-
I mean, they paid
Man,
this
as
guy-
right now,
they paid this guy
LeBron
$50
is-
million. Yeah, they gave this guy more of an extension.
No,
Yeah,
no.
$97
No,
million.
they're not paying him because he signed that contract when he was in OKC. Then he got traded to Washington, and they traded that contract with him. Then he got traded
He
to
got traded to Houston.
no, it was Houston, yeah. Then he got
Then he
traded
went
to
to-
Houston.
then he went to
Then he got
Washington.
traded to Washington. Then he got traded to LA.
Yeah.
So in reality, the Lakers, if it was up to the Lakers, they wouldn't pay him that, but they traded for that contract. So they gotta freaking pay him that contract. And Westbrook, like I said, I still understand the hate. Like, yeah, Westbrook's still playing like Westbrook. He still can go out and give you 15, 18 points a game. I mean, he signed that contract when he was in OKC, so
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I know. Yeah.
Well, with LeBron, he's still gonna probably be one of the top players in the league.
He will be,
But his
his
availability at this time is gonna possibly be the downfall of him.
I've been saying that now, and you've been saying, "Oh no, that's not going to happen." Hey, dude,
No,
now
we,
you're
no,
finally
we,
seeing
no, we
this.
never talked about injuries.
No, I'm just saying. I'm not saying injury.
We never
I'm
talked
saying
about-
playing time.
Like I said, I still love LeBron. That's a.
He's
I mean, that's basically the guy who grew up watching most of the time.
Michael Jordan's the GOAT. Sorry.
Do we really watch him playing Michael
watched
Jordan
him.
except for like 2 years?
Well, when I mean, technically, I was in
Yeah, so
Florida when I was playing career.
1997. Jordan retired what? 2001, 2002,
but He retired in 03 or 04.
2003. Yeah, basically watching LeBron since he came into the league in 2003.
Let me put it to you this way: LeBron is a woke crybaby. Michael Jordan is a man. That's it. That's the end of the story.
All right, why we gotta say the whole woke BS?
Because that's what he is. He embraces it. He freaking.
You be
walks
talking
around-
about
he
woke
may
so
as
much.
well-
I'm pretty sure you're woke.
No, I'm not.
No,
I am
no.
against it.
No.
But the whole thing of it is, I'm so sick and tired of his woke campaigns. I'm so sick and tired of hearing about this bull crap. And I'm sick and tired of him acting like he's a president of the United States of America when he's in the NBA.
I mean, I'll say I wouldn't be
I-
surprised
I-
if he ran for president one day.
No, I know, but like every time I hear his mouth, it's like, oh my God. It's like,
I mean, let's be
it's-
real. LeBron's not gonna fail at anything he does the rest of his life.
Yeah.
He's already got multiple endorsements. He
I will
opened
say
up a
this, though,
school.
if there's one thing I will agree with him about.
He
one
could
thing,
he could probably own an NBA team right now.
There's one thing I will agree about though is the decision right here about him calling out the NBA about the whole Robert Sarver suspension. By the way, he said that the NBA definitely got it wrong. In fact, a lot of players are saying that they got the whole thing wrong.
A 1 year
I-
suspension and
I
$10
agree.
million fine.
I think
Kick him out of the league.
kick him out of
Do
the
what they
league.
did with
I
freaking
was-
Robert Sterling or
I-
whoever that dude's name was that ran the
Yeah,
Clippers.
Donald Sterling. You just said it right.
Donald Sterling.
They put
Yeah.
him out of the league. In my opinion, here the exact same punishment. Oh, but and I'm someone goes on saying, "quote They're two different situations." How? Explain me how that's two
They're
different.
both
situations.
racist.
They're both racist comments.
Yeah.
They were happening towards players. They were happening towards some fans.
Mhm.
Don't expect. And here's the thing: people want to go out, and I've been hearing this all week long from stupid people saying how the city of Boston is more racist than the city of Phoenix. First of all, get your head out of
First
your
of
ass because there's no
what?
owner or president in Boston who has said
Now, let's be
derogatory
real.
racist
Every single
things.
NBA
We just
base
saw
franchise.
a president at this point of a franchise, an owner of a franchise, literally say racist comments towards the players, literally say racist things towards the fans. It's already been confirmed. What is wrong with you people?
kick him out of the league.
Kick him out of the league. There's no reason for it. It's stupid.
with Donald Stern, when Donald Stern did, they did not hesitate to kick him out of the league. They were like, "No, we don't want that shit here. Get out."
Exactly. This is the
You give this
and I
dude a
think-
1-year suspension and
this is the
$10 million fine.
yeah.
What's that gonna do?
Exactly. He ain't gonna do anything.
He's the owner of the team. He's gonna make money regardless.
Exactly. Yeah, and I love how he says, "quote I don't have the rights to take the Suns from the Starter." Do the Suns really even want this guy still around?
And they'll do well without him.
Exactly. They'll fine. They got a great coach. Who cares what the owner?
They
The owner doesn't
possibly
care.
might even win the NBA title coming.
Soon. You never know. It could happen.
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell has a dispute right now about Danny Ainge. He had a take about him, Danny Ainge, being the reason the Jazz broke up. Look, if you want my honest opinion, Danny Ainge right now at this point, he was so tired and burnt down from being in Boston. He was tired and burnt down from Rick Rosberg. He was tired and burnt out from Brad Stevens. To me, if you're going to say a guy who was burnt down from being with an organization who never took him seriously at this point, who was called out by the media almost every time when it came to trade and draft pick moves and stuff like that, if you're going to blame him for the fact right now that you were the reason that you love Utah and so did Rudy Gobert, screw you. You want to be out of Utah. So I don't want to freaking hear that bull crap.
He didn't want to play with Gobert. He got traded.
Exactly.
They were like, "Nah, I don't want to be here."
So honestly,
they traded you.
So honestly, in my opinion, you should be thanking Danny Ainge for allowing that trade to freaking happen. Because in my opinion, the Jazz are going to be in a rebuild mode now. They're not going to be a playoff team now with Colin Sexton as their point guard. I'm sorry, I don't believe it right now.
And will Colin Sexton probably break out?
Garland,
Darius
Garland, at this point, is more of a man on that Cleveland Cavaliers team than Colin Sexton ever was in his first 2 years there. I'm sorry, I've seen it with my own eyes.
First 2 years in Utah, you mean?
Garland was already with the Cavs.
No, you said
You
were saying about Mitchell.
No, I said Garland was more of a man in Cleveland than Sexton was in his first 2 years in Cleveland.
Oh.
So
before you talk about Mitchell, when you said that.
No. But Mitchell will take over there. Listen, Garland and Mitchell are going to be.
Sexton had a chance to break out, but he never freaking did.
Exactly.
Garland did.
Garland broke out quick.
Came out All-Star his second year.
Didn't take that long. And I just think Utah's going to suck now realistically here. And listen,
Utah most likely is going to be the worst team in the league.
Here's my opinion about this right now. Utah's going to suck for the next 2 or 3 years. Danny Ainge will walk out the door. That's it. In the next 2 years, Danny Ainge is going to wake up because he's at the point now where he does not want to be a part of a rebuilding team. He doesn't want me to put the blame for something right now. He's going from one negative media market from Boston into a negative media market for Utah for this particular move. I'm sorry, but you're walking into a trap of your DNA. But whatever. I mean, to me, that's on you. You're a dope. To me, the fact that Donovan Mitchell is blaming him, though, why are you complaining?
Why?
Because
you want him out of there.
And here's the thing: you want to get traded to New York. Blame that on your agent. Don't blame them in the Knicks for being stupid. Don't blame that on Danny Ainge. If they weren't willing to play ball with you, there's obviously a reason why.
Honestly, why did Utah even take the New York's deal? The Knicks deal was better than what
it was the Knicks that blew the deal. And here's the reason why. Charles Oakley, that whole ownership, they're all stupid. They're all stupid since Carmelo Anthony left.
Facts.
That's it. End of story. There's no other way of covering it. They're stupid. They're dumb. That's all I got to say about that one. Roger Federer retired. Tennis legend ends his career with 20 Grand Slams. We're playing and won the last tournaments. So congrats to Roger Federer. Well deserved. Legend. Had a great career.
Put him in the Hall of Fame.
He deserves it.
Rename the Hall of Fame after him.
Exactly. He deserves it. He deserves it, in my opinion. Meant to mention this. I probably was not going to be able to remember it. But Tony Petrarca, who was the one of his eyewitness news for the weather, got put in the Broadcasting Hall of Fame. So round of applause for him. Well deserved. Well deserved, in my opinion. Great weather guy. I think he's been more accurate than any other weather person in the last 50 years in any other state. And I've watched, and sadly, I've been watching compilation videos of like good weather reporters. Sometimes I watch the bloopers in case one of the girls have their shirts that go up in the air. I can't help it. I have to watch it for that reason. Look,
why?
It's funny because they look like idiots on live TV. They're like, "Oh my god, I don't know what to do." Wardrobe malfunction. Sometimes there's a dude that always rips ass in the middle of the freaking thing, but it rips ass to the point where he rips his pants off completely. I haven't seen that on live TV yet myself. I've seen like the aftermath of it when it's on YouTube and they post it all over the freaking place. I love that. Anyway, Trey Turner, sorry, will probably be a free agent after the Dodgers this season because he's trying to go back to the East Coast. There's been a lot. This was written by by Bill Plunkett on Twitter, on his Twitter page. And that's really about it. We've got nothing else to talk about here right now at this point. You or I lost today. in college football.
I mean, they suck. What do you expect?
They were 2-0 going into today, and they were actually favored today. And they went up against Delaware. They lost by 21 at home.
Yeah.
The game wasn't even close. Delaware blew them out of the water. 610 yards of total offense. That's that. There's nothing else there. Oh, we have some baseball stuff, and that's really bad. I don't know what we did there, but I have a hot take about Aaron Judge. I think Aaron Judge is going to break the home run record.
What's the home run record?
For the most all-time home runs, 756 was written by Barry Bonds.
No, I mean most whole time in a season. Doesn't Barry Bonds hold that record too?
Yeah, he had 73, I think, and I think
was it him or Mark McGwire? I totally forgot.
I think it was Bonds who had 73 at one point in one season, but I think
let me check real quick.
McGwire may have had like a record short. I think it's 72, I think. But anyway,
holds.
But I think Aaron Judge will break that as well. But as for all-time home runs, as far as career stats go,
let's see.
And I've been hearing a lot of this week. I'm like, oh, Aaron Judge wants to go to play for the Boston.
Yeah, it is Barry Bonds. Yeah, 73 in 2001.
Yeah.
Mark McGwire had 70 in 1998. So Bonds broke it 3 years later.
Yeah, it was 70. Yeah.
Aaron Judge, how many does he have right now?
Judge has like 57 right now.
And how many games left in the season?
He has about 12, 13 games, I believe. So
yeah, he could definitely break it.
He could break it. Yeah. Judge to me will break that record as well, but he'll break the home run record.
And look at that dude's freaking huge. He hits like a monster.
Yeah, back in 07, he hit 756. Aaron Judge is going to break 757. And Albert Pujols, and another thing too about Albert Pujols, because by the way, he's chasing on 700 home runs. He will get to 706 home runs. I think he'll come up short. I don't think he'll get enough time in right now to break Willie Mays' record at 715. But or was it Hank Aaron? I can't remember now. I can't remember if it's Willie Mays or Hank Aaron. I can't think. But anyway, my point is
Aaron Judge has 215 career home runs at this point.
Who was it? Aaron Judge?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Judge is about 552 home runs or 542 home runs away from breaking it. So, I mean,
Aaron Judge is 30 years old. I thought he was younger than that.
No, Judge started out back in 17, so it's been 5 years. I think he started out when he was 25.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can see Judge breaking this. He's not that far away from it, and he's got a lot of mileage left at this point for a guy who's 30 years old. I can see Judge playing until he's 40 doing this. I really can't imagine him retiring and being short of that record.
Yeah, dude's huge. He's like 6'7", 260, hitting bombs.
That's what I'm saying. And I think at the point, Aaron Judge is going to break that all-time home run record at 756, make it 757. I can't see how he doesn't do it here. And I got another hot take for you, too. Hollywood Brown right now, and a lot of you are going to look at me saying I'm crazy for thinking this, but I think he may get traded out of Arizona. I'm just calling it right now. I know it's one game. I know it's one game, but there's no chemistry there. It's dead. Kyler Murray has got no chemistry with anybody on that team, and that is
except for D-Hop, but he's out.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's like Jalen Hurts with the A.J. Brown thing, and I already mentioned that before.
Yeah, it's only been one game.
I know, but I don't see the chemistry working out again. I think Hollywood Brown's going to get traded to the Miami Dolphins.
I think it's Hollywood Brown. He should request a trade to a team that actually has a good quarterback.
Yeah,
like a decent QB that can actually throw the ball.
But here's my opinion.
Like Minnesota.
I think Tua will get a little bit better with this, with a third wide receiver in there, because right now it's just Waddle and Tyreek Hill. Who is your third wide receiver in Miami? Who do you?
You probably don't need free receivers.
I think you do, and especially if they're going to figure that offense out in a little while.
Tua has two number one top tiers. Jalen Waddle could be a number one receiver.
Right. But what I'm saying is it's going to get old in that game plan after a while with those two guys, because they'll eventually get figured out. It's not like they won't. It's not like
he would have better requested a trade to the Patriots.
It ain't gonna happen.
He would have been better off getting traded to the Patriots.
Contracts too much, and plus Bill Belichick doesn't want to deal with a headache. I think realistically right now, Bill Belichick at the age now where he just wants to retire. He just wants to end it. And he knows at this point he's not gonna catch Don Shula. Deep down, he knows he ain't gonna catch that Don Shula record. He ain't gonna do it.
I mean, he has enough championships. He's set for life.
I mean, to me, it's
he doesn't need to prove anything else. He can retire right now.
No, he doesn't.
Nothing to prove.
And the Don Shula thing, do you care about it?
I don't care about Don Shula.
Exactly. I don't care about it either. So, in my opinion,
we're on to Cincinnati.
Exactly. He's on to Cincinnati. He's going to retire in Cincinnati. No, he's going to retire in the Bahamas. Man, boobs hanging out. But
hey, that's a life.
In my opinion on this whole thing, he belongs with this Miami Dolphin roster because here's why. That's a playoff roster. I'm sorry. Those three wide receivers right there, and you also got Mike Gillespie, and you also got Myles Gaskin, which, by the way,
the thing is, you still have Tua at QB.
I think Tua can improve if you have a third wide receiver there, because here's the thing. Mike Gillespie's a big target, Tyreek Hill's a big target. Jalen Waddle's a big target.
Technically, they're not big targets.
They are because they're well known. You're laying that cards out right now with that defense to try to cover. And the reality is there's some defense out
They're
there that can't
fast
cover it.
targets. Except for Dulesky, he's like 6'5".
Yeah.
Tyreek
What
Waddle,
I'm
both like
saying,
5'10".
what I'm saying is you want to throw off your defenses more in this game. So now you add another piece in there. You're like, oh shit, what do we do? Then you got Chase Edmonds in there as well. So Miami's gonna lot people that they can cover. Can defenses cover all of them at the same time? Not really. No.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, you add that piece in there, it makes sense. You got any hot takes before we get off the thing there?
I got nothing right now, to be honest.
You got nothing to think for a hot take at all? Not one hot take. All right.
No.
All right. Well, you had a LeBron hot take, so I'll give you that
That's a
one.
LeBron hot take. I told you to think about Trey Lance.
The Spencer Rattler one was all you.
That's a Rattler one.
Actually, a lot of good hot takes tonight.
Yeah.
Friday.
So, yeah, Spencer Rattler's trash.
Exactly. Yeah. I know you're gonna go off about
Yeah,
that one.
also, it's a shame, man. I really thought that dude would possibly be a top pick in the NFL right now. He probably won't be starting right
I
now.
told you he would be
but
a
like,
top pick, though. That's the thing. I told you this already. He's
Heck.
never going to be a top pick in the draft. I can tell you that. Anybody could have told you that, really. Well, go ahead. Oh, actually, I got actually another hot take before you get to your next hot take.
That's
If you could think of one. Rick Rosbachek thinks the Celtics team was overrated last season. He believes they're not the favorites this year to win the NBA Finals. Here's my opinion here. If they're not
fuck
the
your
top,
mother. No.
whoa, watch your language.
Hey,
If
we're
they're,
gonna
not,
swear.
if they're not the top favorites right now in the NBA Finals, you're out of your mind. First of all, this team went to the NBA Finals. They were the better team last year, and they had Jalen who played with a fractured wrist last year. I don't know what team you were watching.
And he was still all NBA.
And you were the number 2 seed in the Eastern Conference. And by the way, you swept Brooklyn.
They swept Brooklyn
Granted, you were
with Kyrie and KD. They swept your ass.
Granted, you were favored to win
They
that
swept.
series, but you did it in a sweep.
They swept your
That
ass.
was not easy to do.
Matter of fact, Brooklyn was the favorite to win the titles last year.
And then after
They swept your ass.
yeah, and you
With KD and Kyrie
yeah.
and freaking Ben Simmons freaking
Exactly.
jerking off on the sidelines. They still swept your ass. You had 2 of the best players on your roster, and they still swept your ass.
Yeah. And I mean, he just took the hot take right there for me.
Yes.
I was going to go off on that one, but he just took it. But yeah, I mean, I think realistically, listen.
Honestly, what's up with Brooklyn, man?
If you don't think,
What's up with Brooklyn? The past
they got
2 years, you had 3 of the best players on,
when you have a
on
coach
your
that
planet.
lets you that is not running a team,
and they swept your ass.
exactly. I know.
Like, bro, Brooklyn should have had 2 titles by now. Instead, no. They've been bounced out of the first round.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And they swept your ass.
I know it's crazy.
No injuries, nothing. They swept your ass.
I might as well get. Do you have a hot take your own other than that? You just went up just now about that without your.
Yeah, got hot take. They swept your ass.
You got no hot take. Okay, you got
Like,
no.
bro.
I know. Anyway, moving on from that to baseball. Rockies beat the Cubs today 3-1. The Royals beat the Red Sox in Fenway.
They swept your ass.
Red Sox lost today 9-0. Dodgers and Giants are currently on right now. And Giants are up 1-0. White Sox Tigers are on right now. Bottom of the 11th right now. Tigers are down 4-2. Guardians are beating the Twins right now 5-0. Part of a doubleheader today. They were a part of today. Game 1. If I can find a game 1 score. Oh, there it is. Guardians won 5-1. Oh, there you go.
No, yeah, like I was saying, like Utah might be the worst team. It might be worse than OKC.
You just thought it took you like 10 minutes.
No, I just remember the whole Utah thing.
Jesus.
I remember we kept on saying, like, yo, OKC might be the worst team. Utah might at this point.
No, they're not worse than OKC. I mean, if you're missing Chet Holmgren, I'm sorry, but you're not the worst.
Chet Holmgren. So,
That made your whole roster better.
yeah.
And now he's gone. So, no.
I mean, they still got Shy, who's actually a reasonably way better than Colin Sexton.
Yeah. Anyway.
And they swept your ass.
Anyway, go back to the scores. Brewers beat
Shut
the
up,
Yankees
bitch.
4-1.
They swept your ass.
Brewers last night had a big comeback last night. The Yankees were up 5-0 last night, and they won 7-6 last night. Who's the Brewers last night for that comeback win? A's beat the Astros 8-5. Mets are beating the Pirates 4-0 right now. Reds Cardinals are the second part of the doubleheader. Their scores in the 9th. That's a boring game right there.
And they swept your ass.
Phillies and Braves are up 4-1. It's like you have like someone says this pressing that same button on you, like you were like a toy, and then someone like pressed the button and it says "fuck your ass" on the thing. It's just like if someone pressed that button over and over and over again. That's what it seems like you are right now.
Yeah.
Anyway, Cardinals beat the Reds earlier today 5-1.
And they swept your ass.
6-3. Nationals beat the Marlins 5-3. Rays beat the Rangers 5-1. There you go. That's all your baseball scores. That's all you need to know about baseball. As far as golf goes, you have the third round.
Golf? Are you serious?
You have the third round today of the Fortnite or Fortnite. Sorry,
Fortnite?
I thought I said
They're bringing Fortnite to golf now? I'm fucking done.
no.
I'm done.
Justin Lower got 13 under today.
And they swept your ass.
Yeah, and apparently right now PGA and LVIV are at war. So that's all you need to know. Hey, we got my stuff. Hey,
And they swept your ass. Like, bro.
stop talking.
No.
Nobody sweat the asses in this
No,
thing.
no, they swept your ass.
Next Homa.
They grabbed a broom,
Sweat your ass. That,
put dust on your ass, and they swept your ass. Like, bro.
why are you still
Football. No,
going?
listen.
Football. We're done with the show.
No, we're not done. This is
Nothing
this
to
is
talk about
ridiculous.
on the show.
I can't. No.
Anyway, okay.
Man.
All right. We're done with the show. You know our social media. You know our stuff. I didn't think we are gonna go an hour and 20 minutes.
And they
with the show.
swept your ass.
We got all this stuff in there I needed to talk about. I'm happy
Yeah.
about that now. I'm in a better mood now because of it now.
Yeah.
Thank God for that. Clemson right now is currently up 13-6 right now over Louisiana Tech. And to let you know right now, I believe, if I'm not mistaken here, did DJ Dugali get pulled here? No, of course
Oh
not.
yeah, DJ Dugali. I don't know what's up with him.
He
ever
sucks.
since he became
He
a
sucks.
starter,
What do you expect?
he was supposed to be the next heir apparent after Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
He has been dog shit.
Yeah.
He has been dog shit.
You want to know the scores right now?
Cade McCullough.
Before we
Who's
end it right now, you want to know the score now is with Michigan State and Washington?
what is it?
29-8.
Jesus Christ. DJ
That is bad.
DJ Ugala.
You can't even say the name. It's
Ooh.
Ugali.
Listen, Ugala Bugla do. I don't care what your
Ugali.
name is. You suck. You should be a Heisman favorite. You should be running
All right.
college
all right,
football.
all right.
But no, you are crap. Cade Kudiak or whoever the backup freshman they got is better than you. Like, bruh, what are you doing now? Katie Akudiak.
Katie Aguli. Wait, you can't.
We got Spencer Rattler, who should have been better than what he is. We got DJ Ugla Bugla, who should be better than what he
Spencer
is.
Rattler would be better on that roster actually than more if they went in Clemson than he would be in South Carolina. No
Yeah.
offense. And he would actually shine.
Of all-
He'd be better.
He would be
still
better.
a bust, but yeah, he'd be better in the college football terms.
Nah, I say he'd be better than what he was at Oklahoma if he was on the Clemson roster. If he was on the Alabama roster, Spencer Rattler would be an MVP right now.
Yeah. The one thing I gotta say
But
about
DJ Ugla Bugla,
Jesus Christ. All right, we're gonna end the show.
you have
Before we go.
the size of a typical QB that NFL GMs drool over, and you're playing like crap. I mean, then again, no one.
You know what's so weird too? He lost weight, and we thought, oh, he'll play better.
No,
this way.
you know what?
He's
You know what?
worse.
You know what kind of?
What?
You know what the kind of crazy part is?
What?
I feel like an NFL team would still take a chance on him.
Oh yeah, they would.
Because look,
They would do it.
a lot of teams, GMs, they salivate big quarterbacks that are like 6'5", 230.
Yeah.
They did with Josh Allen. And Josh Allen wasn't that. He was okay in college.
Yeah.
But he just jumped off the board because of his size.
Yeah.
And he actually proved a lot of people wrong.
Yeah.
Same thing with Jordan Love. He hasn't proven anyone. Actually, he was pretty crap in college too. And the Packers still took him the first round. Like,
Honestly, the way I looked at it, here's my opinion on the whole thing. I think the Packers recruitment team didn't pay attention to the guys like last 2 or 3 years in college to realize this guy's not a first round pick.
yeah.
And I think in reality, they were just doing it because they wanted to piss off Aaron Rodgers because deep down, they really don't want the guy. They really don't want to pay this guy the money that he's getting in a contract that he got right now. That's it. Period. They didn't want this guy to
I
be
guess they
around.
gave him that contract because they saw Jordan Love. They was like, Aaron Rodgers, please stay.
That's basically what happened. Period.
You got all these other big QBs that were like highly touted. Drew Lock at one point was supposed to be a first round pick, but
Yeah.
he slid for reasons. And yeah, he's been pretty bad.
Yeah.
And what a QB. That was just Daniel Jones. He was trash at Duke in college. He was literally trash. And
Wait,
just
didn't he come from North Carolina?
no, I'm pretty sure he came from Duke. I'm pretty sure.
You know,
And Duke's a pretty bad college team too in terms of football.
Not on my think he might be a Duke guy. You're right. I don't know. Let me look.
Let's see, Daniel Jones.
You might be able to get a quick as my phone's starting to glitch
Let's
out.
see, Dan.
So much for ending the show.
Yeah, he went to Duke University.
Oh yeah, West Duke. Yeah.
And he was mediocre. How? Thing is, he only wears up the draft boards. Well, honestly, he wasn't even supposed to be. He was supposed to be like a late 1, early 2. Most people say. Even that's way too high for him. And the Giants just were like,
that looks good. I'm sorry. I was distracted by seafood. What
Yeah.
were you saying?
There were other QBs in the draft they could have taken. Wait, who was part of that 2019 draft class in terms of QBs? It was Daniel Jones.
It was Jones. It was Stidham. It was
Jones, Stidham.
I'm trying to think who else was drafted as a quarterback per se. I don't know.
Well, let me see. I'm gonna look it up real quick because, bro.
Can we look up real quick here because we're running out of time here, and my computer's ready to die.
Let's see. 2019 NFL draft QBs. Yeah, there was Dwayne Haskins, RIP, Kyler Murray, Daniel Jones, Drew Lock, Justin Herbert, and a bunch
Wait,
of.
Herbert was 19. Herbert was 2020. I thought Herbert wasn't 19.
Yeah, he was 20. Justin Herbert was 20.
No, he couldn't have been. Because why the hell did he sit down a whole year? And for who? No way Herbert was 19. Herbert was 2020 for sure. And the only way I remember that is because Tyrod Taylor was off himself with a freaking shot in his ribs or his liver.
Yeah, Herbert. I don't know why it showed Justin Herbert on that list, but yeah.
That's weird. That's a weird list right there. Anyway.
I mean, as of right now, yeah, Kyler Murray is better than Daniel Jones.
Yeah. Lamar Jackson was better than Daniel Jones.
Lamar Jackson, honestly, was the best QB in that draft.
Honestly, yeah.
Actually,
I can't think of one.
no, Lamar
Jackson
Jackson
was
was
18. But he's better than Daniel Jones.
Lamar Jackson was 18.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was 18. He was
Yeah,
18.
he took Joe Flacco's job. Right.
But that was the year before. But Daniel Jones should not have been a first round pick.
No.
He probably shouldn't even be a
Jordan Love should
starter.
not have been a first round draft pick, but here we are.
Jordan Love, if they would.
Trey Lance should not have been a first round draft pick, but here we are. Geno Smith should not have been a first round draft pick, but here we are.
Geno Smith was a second round pick.
Whatever. Shut up.
And he was on a jet, so that kind of. Then again,
Mark Sanchez. Was he a first rounder? Or was he a third? Was he third rounder?
Same overall pick as Daniel Jones, 6 overall in 2009.
9.
Yep.
There you go.
But yeah, Daniel Jones, another QB, size.
Who do you think buy or sell? Who's better at quarterback in New York of all time so far? Daniel Jones, I know 3 years in a 4
The best QB in New York all time.
Yeah. Like in this era right here. Not like the era
Like
back
currently,
yeah.
between Daniel Jones and Zach
Mark
Wilson.
Sanchez. I'm just being, or you can put Zach Wilson in that category. I think Zach Wilson.
Honestly, in terms of like, I mean, Mark Sanchez was never even good. He just got lucky. His rookie year, he had
even
like 12 touchdowns, 20 interceptions. Don't know how that team made it to the AFC Championship game.
Because their defense was good.
And in his second year, they made AFC Championship. So in reality, Mark Sanchez was lucky.
I think Sanchez was good in 2010. I think
he wasn't.
In 2010.
Let's look at Mark Sanchez stats real quick.
Oh my God! I just want to end the show.
No, we're gonna continue.
No, we're gonna end the show now.
That's
okay.
weird.
We can say that
because Mark Sanchez.
I'm sorry.
Mark Sanchez is 35. Jesus Christ.
How old do you think he was?
His first 2 years, 8-5, 11-5. Yeah, his first year he was meh, but then goes rookie year. Second year, meh. His best year, honestly, was probably his third year, and that was meh. And then 2012, he got injured.
So it might be Daniel Jones. Then is that what you're saying?
No, like who's the best QB in New York all time? Or the best right now?
Actually, right now, let's go with right now because I
right now it's probably Daniel Jones. I mean, who else? Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson probably might be a dog.
I don't even know why I even asked that question. Why the hell I put?
Who's the best? Who's the best New York quarterback of all time?
Yeah, in the 2000s.
In the 2000s?
Yeah.
Probably Eli Manning, to be honest.
Yeah, Eli Manning. You're not wrong there. It is
all time. It might be Eli Manning, but again, it might be
honestly
maybe Phil Simms.
Well, Phil Simms wasn't in the 2000s.
No, I mean of New York QBs all time.
Maybe. Yeah,
I will say in terms of like
success. I think you're right.
Most people would say Joe Manning, but look at his career stats.
I know
he had more interceptions than touchdowns in his career, which is crazy.
Yeah,
he's still a Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
and again, that was a different age back then than what it is right now.
Yeah. Since we did all our stories here, I left one story out. Brett Favre is under investigation. I don't know if anybody knew
that's
the welfare scam. He was involved with the former governor Phil Bryant of Mississippi, apparently to help fund for his daughter's volleyball team, the school he went to at the time. So no good, Brett Favre. No good. No bueno.
You're multi-millionaire. You could have paid out of your own pocket.
I know. Exactly. Yeah, he had to get a governor involved too.
Unless Brett Favre was broke.
No. Right? No. Even that, no. He's got more commercials for like that paint stuff for his legs. Come on.
For that and Wrangler.
Exactly. He's set for life with that contract. He'll
Yep.
just keep showing those commercials forever.
Hmm.
That's it for the show.
Yeah, we're done.
We're done. We're out.
Yeah,
This is it.
Yeah.
Now you already know our social media. I'll put it in later in the description if I
They
get a chance.
they swept your ass.
Yes.
Special out was
Apparently the
trash.
show swept your ass.
Yeah.
All right. Goodbye.
Spent last was last one.